Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video, we're going to go through some really interesting news articles. Lots happening in the crypto space, some really odd and bizarre things happening in the crypto space. But, you know, all of that to one side, the market has pulled back, so we'll dig into that as well. If you enjoyed today's video, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Make sure you tap that bell, select all those notifications so you never miss an update. And we've got lots of upcoming interviews. Potentially, we're going to have Charles Hoskinson on the channel. Some really big interviews to come. So make sure you are getting those notifications in so you don't miss a thing. Right, let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so we're going to start on CoinMarketCap, obviously my favorite place to start in all the world. And the total market cap of all crypto is at $958.56 billion, down another 2.22% at the time of recording. And Bitcoin is below $20,000. So for the last 7 days, we're down 8.39%. And the last 24 hours, 2.32% down. Now, a lot of this is because, you know, I guess we were expecting the DXY to obviously have a bit of a push to the upside. We were also at the same time expecting a pullback in the crypto market. So this shouldn't come as a surprise. Nick has been sort of covering this in his morning Bitcoin update video. So definitely worth checking those out if you missed them. But let's get into some of the articles because there is some really interesting stuff. So the first one is interesting and I want to get your take on it. So do let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. JP Morgan says you should sell your crypto. Now, do you agree with this? Do you disagree? I'll get into why in this article, right? And I will link this article in our Discord. Definitely worth jumping in the Discord. It's absolutely free to join. Link is in the description of the video. Over 4,000 people talking about crypto 24/7, supporting one another, navigate the space safely. Definitely worth checking it out. But basically, the reason that is being given here in this article is basically because of the Jerome Powell speech where he said, you know, basically we should expect pain and yeah, the fact that it's so hawkish, right? So this is pretty much JP Morgan giving that warning out, right? And I think that they've given this warning out to some of the investors that they work with, right, as well. So, you know, just be cautious in the space. I expect volatility. Nick obviously is articulating that we are to expect 3 waves up shortly, but obviously we just got a little bit further to come down. And, you know, to be honest, you know, the people that I look at in the space are fairly aligned to what Nick is saying. Many people actually have started copying Nick's Elliott Wave theory, which is really interesting. But let's move on. Crypto developers should work with the SEC to find common ground. And, you know, I do find this article really interesting. And again, I'll link it in the Discord. But I find it very difficult to work with, I guess, a regulator, if you want to call them that. You know, I would go as far as to say, you know, regulator is probably not the right terminology to be using. And you can read between lines as to what you think to that. It's really difficult to work with a regulator if they're regulating through enforcement and they're being unclear. I agree with, you know, what's being said in this article, but I don't believe that the SEC are wanting to work with, you know, projects within the crypto space. I think that they're just really out to find people. You know, their mission is to protect retail investors. But all I see is them, you know, causing pain for retail investors, calling out projects to, you know, being securities, when some of these projects have approached them on many occasions trying to get clarity and that clarity hasn't been given. So it doesn't seem like it's a fair level playing field. And my experience, and I'm not suggesting that the SEC, you know, come under this category, but my experience with, you know, communications and trying to implement stuff at government level, a lot of these people that I've personally experienced are corrupt as you know, you could ever imagine, right? If you're trying to deliver something into the NHS within the UK, for example, you go through certain individuals within the government, they would be pushing you more towards India, for example, because there's far more money to be made for both that individual and us. So look, I've got experience of this. I've seen it firsthand. Not suggesting that the SEC are, doing this, but you're starting to see stuff, coming out from within the space, whistleblowers and stuff. Again, can't comment whether some of this stuff is true, but we are starting to see stuff that is rearing its head and is commonly found in an unregulated space. Like cryptocurrency. So yeah, look, it's definitely interesting. I would love to see your comments below as to what your thoughts and opinions are on this. Again, like I say, I'll link this in the Discord. Moving on, and this one I thought was more of a positive slash, again, questioning what do you think about it. But crypto lender Nexo allocates an additional $50 million for token buyback. Now, basically, they're buying it back. They're vesting it for a period of 12 months. What does that mean? Basically, it's going to be with them for 12 months. And at certain points, they will release tokens, right? And they may sell them. They may not sell them, right? So this is positive, potentially, for the price of the Nexo token. But it's also a great way for them to make some additional income, because if they're buying it cheap, and then they're selling it on the way up, something that you need to be aware of, obviously, if you're going to be a holder of Nexo. If they're buying all of this Nexo, it's great for the price at the moment, keeps it a little bit more stable, perhaps in comparison to other projects. But, what does that come with when it's in the bull cycle, when they may look to sell some of these tokens? And we've seen this with Ethereum, for example, selling very close to the top, the Ethereum Foundation. I don't like this sort of activity. It's kind of supportive in a bear market, but potentially painful for investors in a bull market. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on it. It's just my thoughts, and my opinions doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to agree with them, right? And then this other one here, Crypto.com accidentally transferred $10.5 million to a Melbourne woman. Basically, in a nutshell, this happened a few months back. Back in May, I believe, 2021, and the lady that got sent this obscene amount of money went and bought a really luxurious house, started living a lavish lifestyle, and then a few months later, Crypto.com found out, and then obviously sued her, and now she's had to sell that house. Is basically the story in short. But it's an interesting one, and these mistakes do happen from time to time. I mean, have you ever found yourself sat there at the computer looking to purchase, say, some Bitcoin, and maybe you didn't put an additional zero at the end of that price, and there's risks there when you come to sell, trust me. But yeah, look, I thought that was an interesting, fun sort of read. Again, I'll link all of these in the Discord. There isn't really a great deal of news, lots of memes going around on Twitter, but ultimately, we expect a reversal at some point. We need to just bottom out a little bit, reversal, before we start to come back down for potentially lower lows. Time will tell whether that happens. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on that in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tap in that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.